Here goes, October the 3rd, and the story for today is about accepting yourself, accepting your own gifts, and not trying to be like somebody else. You know, one of the things that I've had to learn in life is just be who I am. We uh, we see all these really successful people, and maybe we sign up for their course, and it's like the reminds me of a story. You see this picture of the before, and the guy's a bit overweight, and just plain flabby, and then after, and he's got these awesome six pack abs, and he said, I lost X amount of whatever. So this one advertisement I saw, the before and the after were exactly the same, and Dave signed up for such and such XYZ weight loss program, and he lost $99. And sometimes that's what happens, and I'm not saying all programs are bad. But I wanted to tell you about my own personal experience. When I was about 16, I was working and trying to think of a different way to make a little extra money, and I could take you to the spot where all of a sudden an inspiration come into my head that said, you need a log splitter. And I just knew it was the right answer. I don't know why. Now, this might not work for you, but whatever works for you, I would say go for it. So I didn't know how to build a log splitter. I had seen a few, and so I went to C&S Steel to buy some metal, and I said, I need some metal for a log splitter, and I think I need an I-beam. And they said, oh, yeah, there's people build log splitters, and you probably need this kind of an I-beam. And they helped me select the metal, and of course I went back to the shop, and we welded it all up, and bought a big cylinder, and then a friend of mine whose father had passed away when he was about 10, he and I joined up. It's not really safe to go out and cut trees by yourself. So he and I joined up, and when we became entrepreneurs, I was probably 16, he was 14 or 15, and I had an old pickup, and I think I borrowed a chainsaw, and he used his father's chainsaw who had passed away, and a lot of hard work, a lot of fun. We were enthused because we were working for ourselves. We had a dream, we're going to make some money, and so we learned how to use this log splitter. And granted, it wasn't perfect; it needed some improvements, and so we went ahead and made the improvements. But we learned so much about life just from following that little voice that come into my head. And I could take you to the spot today where I heard that voice, and it's been probably 40 plus years ago. So whatever works for you, that's what you need to do. There's people who say, well, I get up in the morning, the first thing I do is write out all my goals for the day. Well, that's great if it works for you. If I wrote out all my goals for the day, I'd probably lose my notebook. I'm not saying that I'm not a goal-oriented person. I'm a very efficient person, very organized, but I have my own system, and it works for me. I've developed it over the years, and a lot of my system is based on helping others, serving others, doing the most I can with the least amount of money, because I haven't had that much money most of my life. Doing the most I can with what I have. And so, that leads me to another story. And this is more of this was really interesting. I had a lot to do. I had a rear end for a piece of heavy equipment that needed to go to Nashville, and I had the hydraulic motor that needed to go to Memphis, and I was pressed for time. We were in the busy season like now in the fall, and so I thought, well, okay, if I take the hydraulic motors to Memphis, and my friend Jim at Truck Pro rebuilds them, and then I have the rear end for this heavy piece of equipment, I go to Nashville and I come back home, I'll mess up the whole day, but it'll be faster than going down to Memphis and back, and then going to Nashville and back. So I went to Memphis, and this is a little different story, but it's interesting. So I went to Memphis, and I told my friend Jim, I said, hey, I got to run get fuel for the pickup while you're fixing these hydraulic motors. So I went and I found a gas station, got gassed up. I was driving back to Truck Pro, and I got really thirsty. It was weird. It was just like I had to stop and get a drink. So I stopped to get a Diet Coke. I got back in my pickup to leave. I reached over here to shut the door, and the door wouldn't shut. So I looked up like this. I was in a pickup just like I am now. I looked up like this, and there's a man standing between the door and the pickup. And, you know, my point of view is we're all the same color. We're the color of coffee. Obviously, my coffee's got more cream in it than this guy. But I didn't know what to do. I just kind of looked at him, and he said, I need money. And I still didn't say anything. And he said, my name is Mike. And I said, Mike, I said, I know you have a gift because you're a human. And I said, if you didn't have a gift, you'd be a stone or a tree. And he just looked at me like, whoa. And he had that deer in the headlights look, you know, and I said, what's your talent? Do you have a talent? Yeah, he says, I do. He said, I can pour concrete. He said, I can lay bricks. I said, well, then go pour concrete and lay bricks, and you'll make money and you'll feel better about yourself. He said, I wished I could, but he said, I can't get a job. I'm a felon. I said, that doesn't matter. God's got a plan for you. And he said, wow. He said, you're a man of faith, aren't you? And I said, yes, I am. And so he said, will you pray for me? And I said, yes, I will. So he reached out his hand like he wanted to shake my hand. I took his hand. He come and laid his head right here on my shoulder. And I prayed for him. And I said, God bless this man. Help him to find his purpose in life. Help him find his gift. Help him to find his way. That because I know there is a way for him because you've created him. You're the creator. You have a purpose for him. Help him to find his purpose. And I reached into my wallet and I pulled out a 10 or a 20. And I said, Michael, I'm going to make an investment in you. This is God's money. I said, if you'll invest this like God wants you to, if you'll listen to the inspiration of God and invest it like God wants you to, it's going to bless you. But I said, if you just use the money for yourself, it's going to be a curse to you. So as we go through life, let's not only find what's working for us, and there's a lot of effort that goes into life. And when we make an effort, we get a result. And sometimes the result isn't what we hoped. We need more training. We need more understanding. We need to be teachable. We need to listen to others. There's a lot of people out there that are willing to help us if we're willing to be helped. And then not only for ourselves, but let's encourage others. As soon as he caught on what I was getting at by him having a gift, I could see the hope in his eyes again. He said, yes, I can lay concrete. I can lay brick. I saw enthusiasm, curiosity, hope. And so that's our job, is to find our purpose, find out why we were created, and then fill that place, and then help others find that place. Y'all have a good Saturday now.